Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk to you about a man fulfilling his promise, his destiny, his birthright. And I need to be a little vague coming into this subject. It's just the way it is. I believe that all men are born with a certain imperative. And simply put, and this is why I need to be vague, it is, in fact, to be fruitful and multiply. Okay, this is the male biological imperative. Now, some of you are thinking, okay, this means sex. And indeed, it does. But it is predicated on this idea of being fruitful. Okay, in other words, that to be fruitful first, and then to multiply. Right. So being fruitful is part of this fundamental male imperative. And this extends beyond human. This goes into the animal kingdom. This goes into cellular division. Okay, this is a first principle. This is a fundamental aspect of existence and creation. Okay, again, this is why, I need to be a little vague. Implicit within this imperative is the condition that you are in a situation in order to be fruitful and multiply. That you're in a natural, healthy, conducive to life environment, and you have not been in that environment. That environment does not exist. Well, it exists, but it has been denied to us. The male, whether he wants to or not, is in a kind of binding oath to creation with this whole be fruitful and multiply situation. And it's quite natural. It's not like this is something that you have to, try to do. It's something that in the right conditions, you will do. Any life form will do this. This is fulfilling a promise that's been built into us. We are driven, the male imperative. But if the conditions and the tools that you need to fulfill this imperative do not exist or have been taken away or are being withheld, for manipulative purposes and exploitive purposes, you're in a bit of a situation as a man, as a male, as just trying to simply do what it is that you are designed to do. Indeed, the promise that you wish to fulfill was predicated on another promise, that the conditions and the tools exist for you to fulfill this imperative. Okay, this is, so you're in a situation, honestly, of make bricks, but you have no straw. And it's a slavish cycle because it's a fundamental imperative. Okay, why? Why has it been subverted? Why have we lost access to it? It is health. Okay, it is your psychological, emotional, physical well-being that will enable this other aspect of being fruitful in order that you may multiply. Now this is the point where, MGTOW, of course, are making, particular choices. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about right here. I'm talking about the condition that men are dealing with right now and have been dealing with, certainly for the last 50 years. And certainly it was being set up, for a great many more years. Because what I'm talking about is the destruction of the concept of the good man, of the strong man, of the male fundamental principle in the universe as a positive creative force. Okay, it's been characterized as a negative force. And even the men who are required by their biology to embrace this in order to fulfill these promises, these biological imperatives, the tools are not there. As if the culture and the society and the institutions have shunned this very concept of a strong, benevolent man. No positive role models for boys. This is true, all right? And this is the wisdom of my father, I think. You don't need to raise girls and women, to be men. And you certainly don't need to raise and equip men to be women. And any attempt to do something like this is an attempt to invert the fundamental principles and aspects on which creation exists. And the only type of people who would who would want to do that are the people who are feeling cheated and denied and resent the existence of such a system. Okay. most of the men have lost access to this system, to the positive aspect of, being man. Understand that the envy that women project onto men, it's based on that aspect of masculinity, not the mere physical labor. Although you see that as a byproduct of having that other aspect, because that other aspect, and this is health that I'm referring to, this is a viable male physiology, allows you to endure great hardship and overcome it. So the problems that I had a year ago, 6 months ago, are no different from the problems that I have today and right now. But my attitude, my feelings, the way it affects me is vastly different, right? What before was something to, look at with dread and resentment and anger and fear. Let's say I have to take a long walk in the hot desert and I've got to walk like 6 miles or something like that, okay? By the time I'm up at around the 4th or 5th mile, I'm pretty angry. I'm pretty upset. I've got a inner dialogue going on that's, saying all kinds of weird stuff. And the reason obviously is because I'm being tested. I'm coming to the limits of my ability, right? So I'm getting stressed. I'm feeling discomfort. And, now I'm looking for some sort of balancing agent, to like balance out this depletion of dopamine and things like that. The hard times put us in a kind of fight or flight biological mode and a psychology. And it can become something that we exist in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it inhibits health. It inhibits well-being. It inhibits our circadian rhythm, which is the master clock for our hormones and, many of our biological processes. And I believe that the men are missing this due to a lack of natural sunlight on their skin and too much artificial light as one of the, main things. This, I believe, would be the quickest way to get out of, this hellish pit of this leftist woke nightmare that we are trapped in. And I just kind of want you to understand conceptually why the weak, dependent, frightened person who's pushed to their limits, right? Just like me when I'm walking and I'm hitting that 5th or 6th mile, becomes this anti-life, resenting of male power and male strength, okay? Because now I really am talking about the generative power of the single, standing, erect, healthy, strong, powerful man and his influence throughout, the area that he occupies, right? Try to get yourself as much sunlight on as much of your skin as possible without getting any sort of a sunburn. Take care of your health, because I believe that this will enable other biological systems within you that will assist you in having the mindset in order to overcome these difficulties. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. I could really use your support right now, MGTOW. I'm trying to rebuild, right? Notice that this is in line with, the whole Trump presidency. I'm trying to rebuild. I'm moving into a situation where I can rebuild. And I would really appreciate your support. So please find my Cash App donation link, click on it, and do what you can for the Howard Dare channel. I'll put it to good use. And join me again as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.